हेलो
नहीं कॉलर माइक है कॉलर भी नहीं ये देना वो भी लगा ये तो लाइटिंग स्टार्ट की लाइटिंग वो मैं लगा दूंगा काका लगा सब या खड़े
Hello, a very good morning to all of you, and
I wish everybody a happy Hahnemann's Day, a World Homeopathy Day. We had been celebrating this Hahnemann Day. Now this is our what do you say? This is Sir had Dr. Praful Vijayakar had started this culture to celebrate Dr. Hahnemann's Day every year. And since then, I think since 1990s, we had been celebrating every year. We had been celebrating this Hahnemann Day. So today also we have met here to celebrate this Hahnemann's Day, and we have the Dr. Ambrish Vijayakar with us, and who will be enlightening us with his knowledge, and he's always been updating our knowledge. Whatever uh, had sir had left, like he is taking his legacy forward. So I invite Dr. Amrish Vijayakar to give us the this light of knowledge.
नेक्स्ट केस कर सकता है ना. Good morning, friends. Good morning to all those who have joined us online on the YouTube. Wishing you all a very happy Hahnemann's birthday and World Homeopathic Day. Seeking blessings from the Master, Dr. Hahnemann. Seeking blessings from our Guru, Dr. Praful Vijayakar sir, our Guru, Dr. Pradeep Vijayakar sir, and seeking blessings from the Almighty. As rightly mentioned by Dr. Kavita ma'am, that this uh, trait of celebrating Hahnemann's birthday was started by my father. Yes, they were celebrated, but the way the celebration should happen in terms of knowledge, in terms of sharing uh, his wisdom and his experience in a broader manner and in a bigger group was, I think, the vision of my father. And I remember time here and again attending those wonderful events where the celebration was nothing less than a carnival. Nothing less than a carnival. And why, if you say that why we would celebrate a birthday of an individual, is because it is not just a day to remember, it's the day for our identity, astitva. And as what my father would say, that if Hahnemann did not existed, no homeopathy, no homeopath, nothing, we all would have not gathered here. So the astitva and the identity of an individual or individual homeopath starts from that very day. And if we do not have gratitude towards our uh, the source through which our identity comes, which starts from the Almighty, going to our parents, going to our Guru, I don't think we could ever evolve as an individual in life. We can live life, but we will not be able to evolve in the right manner for the right reason. So gratitude is something which we need to uh, have inculcated inside our genetics, and that's what the, my father, being a legendary figure, he always said that I understood Hahnemann only 10%, and I think 90% is to explore. And if his magnitude knowledge, the magnitude at which he spoke, if he was 10%, I don't know, we were 0.0001, or they were not even existent nearby. So, uh, what is important is the way he had his guru and his mentor, and he never ever said that I am better than Hahnemann or this is newer than Hahnemann. He always said, where was Hahnemann? He always said, where was he? Was a man of tomorrow. At that point in time, when there was nothing, no science was advanced, to have such intellect, I think it is nothing than a blessed soul. Nothing less than a blessed soul getting this knowledge from above. So whatever my father did, whatever he achieved, or whatever not over achieved, it's just in a day-to-day life as well. He would have his emblem or a photograph. It was in front of my house, in the door, entrance door. सब लोग भगवान की मूर्ति लगाते हैं, हमारे इधर हनुमान की मूर्ति और फोटोग्राफ था. आज भी वो प्रथा हमने शुरू रखी है. आज भी सर के फोटो के बाजू में हनुमान का ही फोटो है. Because I was trying to tell my son yesterday, my son and daughter, they were sitting next to me. I was just going through a organon book and preparing few slides. So they are asking, why are you studying? Is your exam tomorrow? So then I told them, no, Anay and Anuya, this is how my father taught me that this is the great soul because of which I'm wearing my clothes today. This is a great soul. I'm eating my food today. This is a great soul why we are enjoying these luxuries today. This is a great soul why we are having cars today, having clinics today. So, this is the birthday of our founder, the one who gave birth to this science, and it is our bounden duty to give something back to the system he developed. And remember one thing, howsoever good homeopath you become, first you become a good individual. That's what Hahnemann taught us, that what Sir taught us. And make sure you have gratitude from where the things are coming. And that is why I want to give back. I want to give something. Not it's as Dr. Kavisa madam said that it is about my. I'm going to throw some light. No, it's nothing is mine. It's all knowledge of Sir and Hahnemann. It is only that on the way we are exploring and we are trying to share. It's the knowledge of the masters. The knowledge can never be a monopoly. It is their founder, their masters, they are the true source. We are just trying to share. We are the amplification, Wi-Fi amplification routers, you can say. So, having gratitude is very important. Believing in the source, feeling proud about your science, having pride about your science, having faith in Hanuman and the legacy which he is left behind. That is where we homeopaths belong. It's okay. We belong to a smaller clan, but truth is always small, what sir would say. So truth will always grow, evolve, evolve. Few people who believe in this science will stick. People who do not believe, don't force them. It's only a matter that how Hanuman went about his things. So first thing when I was trying to prepare my slide, I'm going to have a very, what do you say, a T20 talk, not a very long talk, but uh, just to throw a light on what he has given us, what as a physician he has given us. But before we go to that, the most important thing what we need to get into the minds is what have we learned from Dr. Hahnemann. That is the first thing what my father would always say. What have we learned from his life? Anybody? What do you think? What have we learned from master's life? I hope you have read the history, right, of Hahnemann. First year, second year Viva question, right? But then what, as a surrounds, as a uh, conclusion, what are the attributes we think we have learned from him? Any randomly, huh? Daring, dare to be wise, dare to be wise.
Very conscientious and did not want to follow a system which did not
Absolutely right.
go to
He was for wanted to find out the root cause of something and would not follow which was going for years. So what is that? Perseverance is one output or one conclusion what you have out of it. Conclusion is perseverance. But what was it about that perseverance, or what made him perceive? The belief, truth. And that is what my father would always say, that he was a man who went behind truth. So, seeker of a truth is the first thing what he was, that Satya kya hai iske piche, what is the truth? And that's what we do with the history also, na? क्या बोल रहा है ये क्या दे रहा है information, ये match हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है. So it is a truth he went behind, and to have that affection or that quality to go behind for a truth, you don't have perseverance, I don't think we will end up going for finding the truth, because truth is never easy. Truth is the most difficult thing to get, what to say, ascertained. And many of us may go astray in finding the truth, but perseverance can only give way towards the right path of truth. What else?
He was a thinker.
Huh?
He was a thinker, deep thinker, in observing what in nature there was,
Yes.
and then to
So inquisitiveness, and going, and that was a trait which his father inculcated, because father was a porcelain painter, and he inculcated this attribute. So when he would go, he would give certain queries to Dr. Hahnemann. That is written in the letters to Dr. Hahnemann. So where he would keep him in the home, he said, I give you some queries, try to solve this. When I come back in the evening, have an answer for this. And that's where the whole story of inquisitive mind started developing. So more often than not, for all his questions, all the questions, he had all answers. Dr. Hahnemann had all the answers ready. And that's where the brain of inquisitive finding or inquisitive study started for him. So perseverance, inquisitiveness, seeker of a truth was the quality. That was the main quality. I think fineness as well, going into the minute precision of things. So this was in term the whole crux of what we could. There are many attributes, but this is in short what we could get. But what did he give us? What did he give us? I think what he gave us, that one word summarize everything and what we are doing day in and day out. Huh? Healing power to heal an individual, to cure an individual, to treat an individual. But what is that one word which he gave us? I will tell you in the last. Anticlimax. Suspense. Okay, so let us go ahead. So I was just trying to study Vedanta, and we're trying to correlate certain aspects. So no Siddha leaves this world without having giving some truth to the mankind. So if such geniuses are born, such legendary and such mentors, such guru are born, like Sir and Hanuman, they have to give something to the mankind. They will not leave the world. The reason for their birth is because they want to give something to the mankind. And that is why Siddha is a Purush. A Siddha is a state. Siddha is a condition where the, what you say, your level of knowledge, your never level of evolution reaches a state where the knowledge, you don't seek the knowledge seeks you. So the knowledge will find through you. And that is a journey I think every individual homeopath should focus on. Not rather focus on, but ultimate resultant. The, if you focus on the process, the ultimate resultant is that the knowledge, Mother Nature, run through us. And hence, you know, uh, those rubrics which you strike, the situation which you strike, the remedies which get struck in that process, as and when our process of evolution goes for a higher reason, and it goes to the most higher, the astral reason, which is the crown chakra, and that is where it gets in zone of the cosmos. And because that sir would always say the information is always in the cosmos, and it will attract the receiver set. It will get attracted through the what you say chakra, crown chakra, entering an individual and creating that repulses to cause a particular change. And hence these are siddha purushas or siddha individuals who have attained, have reached the level, and Hahnemann was one. And pure, it's the the bottom line of attaining siddha is not about attaining a goal. The bottom line of a siddha is practicing something, which is, that means practicing is action, basically action oriented, that means karmic, or action or dharma, what they call in Vedanta, is actions which I keep on doing again and again without having a quirk of intent, wrong intent, is pushing me from one state of evolution to another state of evolution. If I have one state of wrong intent behind the practice, and that intent, if what Vedanta says, is also is equal to about result. So if you prescribe a remedy and we think about the result, my process of evolution stops, or my remedy may not work as. So it's a very difficult thing to do as an individual practitioner, but it is a point which has to be noted, that when we are on a journey of evolution of an individual practice, these are the steps we need to follow. That I need to do my job, just keep doing my job, without getting faced by emotions, morals, results, whatever the patient is telling me, whether the patient is angry on me, patient is pleasing me and appreciating me, or whatever, that is the part of Maya. I'll come to that in the last part. But when these individuals like Sir and Hanuman, when they attended the Siddha, means they reached the level of evolution that is purely and purely with the intent of doing good to the mankind. And when that is the intent of doing good to the mankind happens, and of course I do not say that you become a student and straight away do good to the mankind in terms that you sacrifice everything. No, as a student we need to evolve with the situation what you are into, because we are in the part of Kali Yuga. So materialistic part is a part of your process, but there will be a point in your practice when you get elevation, when all your material needs are fulfilled. For what you say, the needs are fulfilled, that is where the whole challenge happens. But what Vedanta says, because not people are able to identify whether it is a need or a greed. So that is why I said need can be fulfilled, need greed cannot be. And that subtle difference of what you say needs, due to need and greed, the whole perception changes, and the whole whatever hard work we have been doing for so long, it gets a negative marking rather than a positive marking. So that is why it's very difficult. It's why as an individual, even if you attend to have siddha, will not be possible. It is a process of where the core intent is so pure that you do not see anything around, and that's where the whole journey of evolution happens. Every free soul has to shed on others the light of God's realization. Is one more statement what Vedanta makes is God realization means what? What do you mean by God's realization? यानी अपने आप को पहचानना, अपने आप को पहचानना, और अपने आप को पहचान के एक्चुअल प्रोसेस ऑफ इवोल्यूशन को कनेक्ट करना. Because only self realization is not good enough, and As what the Vedanta says, is we are a part of the macrocosm. So microcosm and macrocosm. So this is an individual has a microcosm which is equivalent to the macrocosm, and as the whole process of light means it is a part of knowledge. It is a part of knowledge. It hits an individual. That is the time when he starts uplifting his own, identifying his own self in terms of the reality, and then evolves. Now you'll ask me, sir, but that is a part of evolution. No, that is a part an individual is born. Every individual is born with the same purpose. If God has put us on earth, we are born, individual has same purpose of evolution. And evolution is moksha prapti. You call it moksha prapti, you call it free from karmas, whatever you want to call it. It's a journey of evolution. But not everybody attains this. So they what they call is what is that called? Krishna consciousness, right? Or divine realization. Divine realization. Not everybody attain. So sir, मैं भी भगवान भगवान करता हूँ, मैं भी पूजा पाठ करता हूँ, but not everybody is able to attain that. We'll see at the last how and why. Go ahead. So this is what I told you. We are trying to understand the seeking of the truth, self-belief, and when the world is against you, that's also one part. That believe in your own self. So howsoever the world is targeting you, howsoever the world is against you, if you believe that something works, do not get phased. And that was also Sir's ideology. That believe in homeopathy, even if we know that we are going to fail, there are certain cases I know I'm going to fail, it's not going to work, but that's still the belief that why can't we still help? Because if we hit the right remedy, certain changes can happen, and that belief keeps going. Never give up, and perseverance is what we learn. So most important is the connection with the divinity by practice of homeopathy. Most important. If it was not the case, we would have not have connection. We would have been material doctors and not doctors who are dealing with divinity. This is what I believe is a connection with the part of divinity. So where he says that how Hahnemann has mentioned about divinity, he also believed that it's a part of divinity. So 157 where he mentions that the physician become convinced of this divine tool of purpose for the healing. Divine tool. So it's not just about what we are saying, sir उसको ऊपर वाले के साथ जुड़ा देता है, सर उसको ऊपर वाले के साथ, वो कैसा होता है वो भी बताया है. वो हानेमान साहब ने भी बोला है और वो वेदांता में भी बोला है. ये डिविनिटी कैसे, ये डिवाइन टूल से उसका पर्पस ऑफ हीलिंग कैसा चेंज होता है और कहां से चेंज होता है. हाँ, but also of course then Hahnemann says when we are doing all this, it's part time where we start treating the patients free of cost. That is what we do in the camps. Then what Hahnemann mentions is medicines have the power of to alter and treat the state of the man. So coming down one by one. So we are treating the aspect of divinity. It's a tool of divinity. It is very evident that the medicines could never cure a disease if they do not possess the power of altering state of health, which depends on the sensation and functions. Indeed, the curative power must be solely owing to power they possess. What is that? Divinity. If they don't have that power, they will never create a change in an individual. Third, what he mentions is, therefore, medicines create a morbid phenomena. Medicines create a situation inside the body which will have a cascading effect in curing a particular disease. So therefore, we have only to rely on the morbid phenomena which medicines produce in healthy body as sole possible revelation in their own dwelling curative power. ये बहुत important statement है. This is a very, very important. So it's a sole possible revelation. Revelation means huh? To reveal. So so possible revelation of their own dwelling curative power in order to learn what disease producing powers at the same time curing power each individual medicine possesses. And that is why individual medicine also divine. यानी उसमें भी माइक्रोकॉज्म है, मैक्रोकॉज्म का माइक्रोकॉज्म है, वो भी डिवाइन है, वो भी क्षमता रखती है उसमें वो उस सिचुएशन को पैदा करने की और उस पे सिचुएशन से रिलीव करने की. हाँ, देन मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट इज व्हाट हनेमान taught us was to be patient. Patient means रुको जरा, सबर लो. हाँ हाँ, सबर लो. So if you want to see this change happening, divine change happening, we need to have patience in the eminent manner. It's what Hahnemann mentions. So let me go through a short case. I've shown this case in Infinity. Infinity. Few of doctors must have seen this case, but for those who have not seen this case, what Hahnemann gave us, we come from here. So this was a child who was suffering from congenital heart problems. He had severe pain in the legs. He had breathlessness. He had calf pain. He has exertional problem. He could not lift. He could not slightly weight. He could not lift. Height was not increasing for him. Huh? So he had to be admitted hospital time and again for breathlessness. So he had aortic regurgitation as well as congenital acyanotic heart disease, bicuspid aortic valve, mild to moderate aortic regurgitation. So all problems related to heart. This was his investigation. So aortic valve appears bicuspid, fused, uh, aortic regurgitation grade 1, and etc. etc. This was his reports. 2017-18 reports, what we have. Okay. Then birth history was 32 weeks. Birth weight was very less. Then he has tubercular infection at 6 months. He had constipation. He had cough. He had phimosis, and he did not cry immediately after birth. And he had to be shifted to an ICU where he had excesses of bilirubin. But what was interesting was that congenital heart disease is basically your heart becomes weaker and weaker and weaker over a period of time. So the major functioning of heart slows down, and the functioning of heart slows down because of various conditions. It could be stenosis, it could be regurgitation, it could be because of the muscles weakness which is happening. So in the history we are trying to find out after marriage. She was living in the joint family in the first trimester. They separated from the family because husband's behavior and his drinking habit. And they had taken a loan from many people because of behavior or anxiety, because of his behavior, anxiety about financial condition, how we will manage, and how there was an instability in the house. So stress was the first, financial stress, and second and third trimester, she was always been forced for sexual acts, and she did not like behavior. I am not willing to go for this act. He always forced on me. I was not like it, but kept crying and would not understand what was happening. It was a twin pregnancy, huh? And what will happen if I had both girl child? There was also a challenge because that was the state in the house wanted a male child, and she wanted a male child which was very badly. She used to always be in a state of shock. The mother said, I kept thinking why I did marry this man. If he keeps doing this kind of activity, should I even give his family a progeny, and had fear that if I had girl children, then him and his family will be unhappy and be behind my life. So, first pregnancy, 5th month abortion, second pregnancy, 5th month miscarriage, third pregnancy, patient, twin pregnancy, and this was the last diagnosis what they had. This was a congenital heart problem. So, anything to do with heart, right? So heart muscular problem होता है तो support से problem होता है. If it's the muscles of the heart, then there is a problem with the support. That means the mother has not received enough support during the pregnancy, musculature weakness, or the mother has been frightened. So thickness of muscle, it is lesser support. If it is laxity of the muscle, it is a fright, fear, which is there during the pregnancy. Yeah, how about the valves? So, valves are basically allowing the blood to leave the heart from the left ventricle through the aorta and to the body. Prevent the backflow, optimizes flow, preserves myocardial function, aortic problems, aortic regurgitation, and stenosis. So, basically, valves are kind of distribution of love. So, कितना देना है कितना नहीं देना है. सो कितना जाना चाहिए कितना नहीं जाना चाहिए. अगर स्टीनोस होता है तो कम से कम भेजो, कम से कम भेजो, कम से कम भेजो, कम से कम भेजो, है ना. So what we were trying to understand that it's a congenital heart defect and it's a problem that is present since birth, right? It is a structure of the heart or the blood vessels which are getting affected. That means something to do with heart has to do with love. So I am my near or near and dear ones. So love not receiving, support not receiving, not expressing, or distribution also. If it's the blood vessel, it is the distribution also. So love, support from near and dear ones. Huh? Aortic regurgitation, bicuspid valve, left ventricular function slightly low. That means when do my body goes into low left ventricular function? When I do not want to give oxygenated blood. That means मेरा प्यार थोड़ा कम कर दो. प्योर प्यार इसको देने की जरूरत नहीं है और कम दो, इतना जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. बिकॉज देर इज अ पार्ट ऑफ एम्बिग्विटी इन द माइंड. शुड आई गिव, should I not give, should I give, should I not give, should I hold on? That is why the whole this thing goes down. By valvular problem is about distribution, aorta is love and nutrition, valve is support and division, distribution and division. So division में distribution में problem कहाँ आ रहा है? ये valvular is also a supporting mechanism to the heart, right? Left ventricle is pure oxygenated blood to the body. So जहाँ जहाँ left ventricular pathology बन रही है, try to understand whether it is dilatation, whether it is weakness of muscle, whether it is hypertrophy. What is happening to the left ventricle will tell us the conflict. So aspect of the boy, he was helping the father in his business. Right from the early age, started doing his father's uh, for helping his father in the shop. He wanted to earn money with his parents. He was a quick and a fast learner, which gave him, which he could solve problems very quickly. So his attribute, what we entered through was mind, because he was a fast brain remedy. He was a quick brain remedy. And whatever problems he could solve, if I mean problems the father would tell him, he would solve within a minute. Quickly. So it was a remedy which had fast perception, fast processor, and could give result very quickly. So fast brain remedy, love remedy, right? Love, support, remedy, distribution remedy, but at the same time, there is certain attribute of ambiguity in the remedy because the whole process has come from the mother during pregnancy. That means the father, she did not get love from her husband. Husband was always away. Husband was an alcoholic, and husband demanded for certain physical which she did not like. So whenever there is a part of disagreement in terms of a woman, that is where she holds up. She tries to holds up the pure love against the male partner. So that is a part of ambiguity which develops. And when that is a part of ambiguity which develops, that is a part when regurgitation can happen. Regurgitation. So part of ambiguity, part of regurgitation was a foundation which has started since the birth. But it developed over a period into the child and reflected into the pathology. So So he would help father in the shop. He said things strike me in my mind, and I saw it very quickly. So we would what we try to do with the mind of pathology now in the latest approach is try to understand the pathology and equate it to the rubric. Try to understand the pathology, equate it to a conflict. So whenever there is an ambiguity, what rubric shall we think of? What are the different aspects of rubric we should think about? First, we can think about irresolution, we can think about confusion of identity, right? What else? Huh? Duality. We can think about indifference. See, when and these are the facets which will come when there is an ambiguity. Yes or no? Should I do it or not do it? So that is what can give this rise to this kind of pathologies. So when it is to do with love and emotions, when it is to do with an attribute of should I do it or not do it, it is not a part of confusion. Confusion is a deeper seat. Confusion is a deeper set which can give more genetic related problems, right? And more what you say autoimmune problems. Here it is more of psychosis, it is distraction. So, ambiguity about my own self can give me more distractions. But how is the distraction? It is more of physiology. It is more of physiology. Should I give? Should I not give? Should I give? Should I not give? And hence, we took the rubric irresolution indecision. So the mother said, should I give the love or not? Should I give enough pure love to my partner or not? Because I am not receiving enough love from them. Heart, love, ambiguity, irresolution. Then also it affected the left ventricle because left ventricle is giving pure love. So reduce, don't stop. Reduce the pure love so that I do not give full 100% love. So irresolution, thoughts, rapid, quick. So out of which fast brain remedy we want, one is cannabis, one is Alzheimer's, and one is opium and phosphorus. Now the difference will how the difference work is phosphorus has bleeding tendency. Phosphorus works on blood vessels, right? What else? How do you differentiate phosphorus in terms of heart? Where does the phosphorus work on the heart? Cyanotic heart disease, and one aspect is cyanotic, and second aspect is phosphorus will also work on the electrical impulse of the heart. एरिथमियाज में phosphorus आएगा है ना so one is that aspect then opium cannabis क्या cannabis किस में आएगा irregular distribution और cannabis का हार्ट से ताल्लुक बहुत कम है cannabis तो अपने इसमें रहता है, उसको प्यार से क्या मतलब। हाँ, इट इज मोर ऑफ ख्यालों में वाला रेमेडी. सो अफेक्शन वाला रेमेडी है हायोसैमस एंड ओपियम एंड फॉस्फोरस. बट फॉस्फोरस मोर, I would, we would presume it is on the electrical aspect of the heart, of the blood vessel distribution, right? When it is a valvular support, is opium and hyoscyamus. Opium and hyoscyamus. And when it is about ambiguity, ambiguity is a state of resolute or irresolute. Hyoscyamus is very much resolute. Hyoscyamus is not irresolute. Hyoscyamus has a part of decision making which is sure shot. Confusion में जाने वाला, irresolution में जाने वाला है ओपियम, जो सपोर्ट और लव को भी ख्याल रखता है. Do you get me? Right? So this is how what we have learned from Sir, to apply the mind of pathology, the conflict of the heart to the situation, and from the so whenever there is regurgitation happening, think about irresolution. Think about whether what you wanted to give you didn't give, or what you didn't want to give, where you were trying to hold back, or a part of one more aspect is indifference. But that is what that will happen more in part of stenosis. The stenosis, indifference is not complete cutoff. Indifference is a partial cutoff. I am present with the situation, but I am looking away from the situation. So जहाँ stenosis आएगा वहाँ पे indifference सोच सकते हैं, right? So this was his report. This was the this was the earlier. Let me show the earlier report. How the structure was damaged. See that. Aortic wall appear bicuspid, fused. Aortic regurgitation 1 to 2 grade. And LVF was also 54 reduced. And now when we did the reports in 23, 24, he came with me with this report. This boy. See that. Normal LVVA are a normal systolic function 60%, structurally normal mitral tricuspid aortic pulmonary leaflets, and no LV systolic function. उसका हार्ट स्ट्रक्चर ही बदल गया. उसका हार्ट किधर गया? रिगर्जिटेशन क्या बाइकस्पिड कहाँ गया? What has happened? Coming back to the first question again. What has Hahnemann given us? Jadoo, magic. Yeah, what he says, mankind, appealing to the mankind. But what is that word? What we are able to do? And this is what is mentioned in the aphorism. And no other science can do it. No other science can do it. What we learned from Sir and Hahnemann, only this structure. उसका वीडियो दिखाता हूं मैं वो लड़के का. क्या बोला था?
डॉक्टर ने बोला था ऑपरेशन अगर करना पड़ेगा, और उसमें भी रिस्क बहुत ज्यादा था कि तब मैं वीक था बहुत और इम्यूनिटी पावर बहुत कम थी. तो उसके बाद पंडित डॉक्टर ने आपका रेफरेंस दिया था, तो मम्मी ने ट्रस्ट करके एक बार चलो करके आ गए थे. अपने मम्मी को समझाया, ट्रस्ट दिया, होप्स दिया, उसके बाद आज मैं पूरा ठीक हूँ.
आवाज कमी है. तभी इन्होंने बोला था कि ऑपरेशन करना ही है.
ऑपरेशन के बाद रिस्क थी बहुत, चांसेस बहुत कम थे. सक्सेसफुल हुआ तो बेटा आपका, नहीं तो फिर हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
और सिम्टम क्या आया था फिर उनको?
मतलब बार बार बीमार, मतलब साल भर में तो आधा सलाइन पे, मेडिसिन पे, अदर एक्टिविटीज बंद, ग्राउंड पे खेलना नहीं है, भागना नहीं है, 5 किलो वेट उठाना नहीं है, धूप में जाना नहीं है. मतलब मैं पूरा ठीक होकर भी हाफ हैंडीकैप था, पूरा पेशेंट घर में रहो, किसी ने चिल्लाना नहीं है, टीचर को सब बताया था कि इसको डांटना नहीं है, स्टडी का स्ट्रेस देना नहीं है,
और एक्टिविटी भी कुछ करते
कुछ नहीं, 5 किलो वेट नहीं उठाना है, धूप में नहीं जाना है, भागना नहीं है, धीरे चलना है। आज मैं सब कर रहा हूँ।
क्या क्या करते हो आज?
आज सब जिम करता हूँ, स्विमिंग करता हूँ, एक्टिविटीज करता हूँ, पापा का बिजनेस
जिम करता हूँ, स्विमिंग करता हूँ।
अरे वाह
हाँ?
मतलब पूरा 2 इयर्स में तो लोग पूरा ठीक हो, पूरा 100%।
क्या बोलते हैं?
रेस्ट नहीं करते हैं, अभी भी पूछते कि तेरे हार्ट में जो होल था वो भी मतलब क्या हुआ है, मैं बोलता हूँ ठीक हो गया हूँ, अब सब ठीक है। हाइट नहीं बढ़ रही थी, मैं हाइट नहीं, भूख नहीं बढ़ रही थी, वेट नहीं बढ़ रहा था। जब शायद से आया था मेरा वेट 28 31 कुछ तो था।
हाँ, वेट जरा भी नहीं था तभी, बराबर है। और पापा को तो भी बहुत चिंता थी।
बहुत, मम्मी 3 बार रोई जा रही थी बस।
So 28.7 kg.
28, आज मेरा वेट 58 है।
वाह,
But so slowly weight was
58
increasing by 1 kg.
crazy।
नहीं, मैं 63 था, मैंने गेन कर लॉस कर दिया है।
अभी अभी जिमिंग कर रहे हैं ना?
हाँ
Okay.
अभी टोनिंग, बॉडी का टोनिंग भी हो चुका है।
हाँ, और हाइट बिल्कुल नहीं बढ़ रही थी, मतलब सबसे छोटा मैं,
लेकिन हाइट अभी बढ़ गई।
हाइट बढ़ गई है।
और एक्टिविटी कर
एक्टिविटीज सब जो अदर नहीं करता उनसे ज्यादा मैं करता हूँ।
अरे वाह,
मम्मी टेंशन फ्री है अभी।
चलिए। So what I'm asking you is why what is happening with homeopathy? What is this and what is that? It is only and only those who will follow Sir and Hahnemann correctly, they will be able to achieve such results. Why? What? What is that word? What has happened to this? I believe that is the word what Hahnemann gave us. And it beats everything. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Aphorism number 1. This is what Sir did. He restored people. He restored the people. And what is the meaning of restoration? It is different from cure. Huh? Breaking back to breaking back to his original way in a better manner. In a better manner is the word. And cure is only functional. Cure is only systemic. And restoration is actually coming back. So the word restore, Hahnemann gave us the art of restoration. And Sir taught us the art of restoration to us. If we do not practice the science on right lines, we will not be able to restore. Restoration is a pathological restoration. And there is a still deeper meaning to restoration. There is a deeper meaning in Gita, in Quran, and in Bible. I'll come to that. Let me again show a short case. A Polycythemia vera with JAK2 mutation, right? With the JAK2 mutation is Polycythemia vera is a condition of genetic variant where it is a blood disorder. So some of the aspect, some of the element of the blood could be elevated. It could be your platelet, it could be your hemoglobin, it could be your WBCs, it could be varied aspect. It is very important to understand the myeloproliferative disorders because myeloproliferation happen in two facets, right? So wherever the component of blood which is involved, so RBC is involved, granulocytes are involved, everything has a reason, and every aspect has a conflict in in the mind. If it's only the platelet which is affected and it's only the hemoglobin which is affected, then the cause is something different, because platelet gives you stiffness, platelets gives you protection, platelets give you rigidity, platelets gives you firmness. If it's only the hemoglobin, it is about the love. If it's only the RBCs, it is about some aspect of love having on the RBCs, which was there in this case. If it is only WBCs, then it could be embarrassment. It could be delusion injury received. It could be hurt, something which is going to injure me. So and not in all myeloproliferations you have JAK2 positive. JAK2 positive coming. They are primary. So there is a precursor. There is a precursor. If it crosses the precursor, then a mutation happens. Then a proliferation goes to a different zone, and then it can destroy the specific gene, because it is a single mutation problem. It is a single gene mutation problem. So this gentleman, I would hide the identity, because he's also a doctor, but I don't want to. What we want is a process to understand. So hemoglobin बढ़ना, HB ज़्यादा देना, यानी basically I want to give more love, more nutrition or more love. So why do the body wants to elevate more nutrition, more love to individual? That means somewhere I have a feeling that I have not been loved enough. It's the other way around. I have not been loved enough. So the whole tendency is to donate blood. Chief complaint started with the chest pain. Doctors, seeing his report, suggest for JAK2 gene mutation, which was done in July 24. So what happens is, what Hahnemann has mentioned us is, whenever there is a problem which is come, that means there is something which there is a irregular sensation and function which has happened. And that irregular sensation and function is shown somewhere on your body, first symptom. And that is why first symptom, even within the case of genetic mutation, first symptom कहाँ पे आया, ये बहुत important है. वो आधी कहानी अपने को बता देता है. So because earlier he had never found out that he had high hemoglobin. He had no symptoms. We questioned him whether you had a symptoms earlier. He had no symptoms earlier. So if there was no symptoms earlier, and if we didn't know about mutation there or not there, he was all fine, and suddenly there's a finding. He went into increased blood pressure, and that increased blood pressure giving chest pain. So increased blood pressure giving chest pain mean tension about near and dear one, stress about near and dear one. So chest pain, meaning it could be anxiety, it could be hurt, right? It could be hurt. That means somebody has hurt me, near and dear must have hurt me, or someone's behavior about near and dear one is hurting me. So these are the attributes we need to go. So first symptom, I asked him, sir, I got pain. Blood pressure and pain was the first symptom. This was the place from which we entered the case. That why there is a chest pain. That means near and dear one से क्या stress था, क्या problem हुआ, क्या issue था. So blood pressure भी क्यों? Blood pressure is a mark of stress. बस stress ऐसा नहीं होता. Blood pressure कब होता है? Anxiety आएगा या anger आएगा, है ना? क्योंकि बिकॉज क्या बोलते हैं उसको, एड्रीनालिन है, स्पाज्म है, कॉन्स्ट्रिक्शन है. सो वहां पे सोरा शुरू हो गया था. एंड बॉडी इरेगुलर सेंसेशन एंड फंक्शन, जैसे हनुमान साहब ने कहा है, वो बता रही है कि यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम है. एंड बॉडी विल नॉट स्ट्रेट अवे गो इनटू म्यूटेशन. बॉडी फर्स्ट रिमेन इन द पार्ट ऑफ प्रीकर्सर, सेइंग दैट ये नहीं, यहाँ का सिम्टम देखो, यहाँ में प्रॉब्लम होने वाला है, ये इसके लिए तुम लोकल ब्लड प्रेशर दबाओ, इसके लिए सिम्टम लो, आगे जाके फिर दूसरा सिम्टम आएगा. अब what is important now is that, which means what is the tension about near and dear one. So the whole story is, it's a long story, but I'll cut it short and tell you that uh, there was an incident where he was working in a hospital, and certain relation who's also working in the same hospital, they were good friends and pally with each other, and he was the owner of the hospital and he was working there. Unfortunately, a situation came where the whole relations were going well, to a point where the patient started suspecting that the relation who is owning the hospital has a evil eye on here, on the spouse, so on the partner. So somewhere the relation started visiting the house more often, or some started, talking or trying to have interest in the partner more often. So that is where the whole thought of insecurity began. And when this insecurity went, so Sora going into psychosis. So initially, of course, that's a part where you reject this situation, because the relation was a senior, aged, and then why would he have something like this? But then he started thinking, what if? So that is where he questioned the spouse, and he felt that he the relation may not be having good intent. Through the eyes you come to know it's not a good intent with the individual has. So this is what he was trying to convey to the spouse. But the spouse didn't believe that it's a fact. No, he's of my father's age, why should he do such thing? And the whole argument stuck there. And he was trying to say, no, this is the actual state. She says, no, this is not the state. This is the state, this is not the state. And that is where the whole inimical story started. So, what is that part? What is that thought process which has made him inimical to go into this? So, anger going into insecurity going into anxiety going still further. That why does not my spouse understand? And then, as a secondary reaction, it is a subconscious reaction, not an individual who does voluntarily. It's a subconscious reaction, that the perception is thrown to the body, that I need to show more affection to my wife. Maybe there is a lag which is happening, and in turn of showing more affection to the wife, that's where the process of hemoglobin going up. So trigger starts in the bone marrow somewhere. So that's the first primary phase of hemoglobin going up, going up, going up, going up. But it is not just so from 13 to 14, 14 to 15, but it breaks a particular barrier, which means it has gone to the level of bone marrow. And when it is gone to the level of bone marrow, what is the first thing which comes to our mind? Esteem. So it's an esteem which has affected him. It is the what you say, self yeah, valuation has happened, where I need to give more, I need to give more, I need to give more. So that is the perception which the individual develops, and then a mutation happens to go further into proliferation and destruction of RBCs. So, how do we now go into the depth to take the rubric in such cases? Is what has taken him into a state of genetic destruction? Whether it is anger, whether it is sadness, whether it is grief, whether it is insecurity, whether it is hurt, whether ego. So I was thinking about rubrics. So delusion insulted, delusion criticized, elements from humiliation, because बोन मैरो अफेक्शन आया, राइट. बोन मैरो अफेक्शन आया तो ये सारी चीजें हम लोग को सोचना है क्या हुआ है, ह्यूमिलेशन हुआ है, डिवैल्यूएशन हुआ है. सो इंसल्ट हुआ है, तो फिर हीमोग्लोबिन के ऊपर आएगा. ह्यूमिलिएशन हुआ है तो हीमोग्लोबिन के ऊपर आएगा, है ना. और ह्यूमिलिएशन होता, इंसल्ट होता, तो प्लेटलेट भी अफेक्ट होने चाहिए थे, बिकॉज प्लेटलेट इज वैल्यू. प्लेटलेट इज वैल्यू, तो प्लेटलेट के ऊपर डिस्ट्रक्शन होना था. So this was the hemoglobin 18.5, which was very up, very much up, 2024 June. And this was the JAK2 V6 17F mutation, which is the most commonest mutation for the Polycythemia vera, which is there, which was positive here, the first genetic report. This was done 29 June, July. So HB is increasing always. That is what we need to see. What parameter in the blood is increasing? What is the genetic changes which are happening? So it becomes worthwhile going into the pathophysiology of the disease. Was a family history of genetic issues? Where did the whole expression start? And mostly, when did the disease start? How did the disease start? So straight away, do not jump to delusion or delirium. First, understand how the progress has started. Go see how the disease has gone to the state of destruction. So it's a red blood. It can cause red blood cancer or bone marrow affection, right? Etc. 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 Then, where polycythemia vera is a condition where P617F is the commonest, which has the production of blood cells, including red cells, platelet, white bloods, due to hyperactive JAK2 signaling. Then, I told you this history. Let me go fast. So chest pain hua, hurt and worried about near and dear one. HB is equal to love and esteem. So why body wants to produce more love and nutrition at the base? What is the source of it? So where did the body send signal produce more HB? By producing more genetic. It is that is why what sir has given us is psoric cause, psychotic cause, and syphilitic cause. So what is that psora which goes to syphilis? For a destruction in the mutation to create more proliferation, to create more hemoglobin. So was it anger? Was it grief? So एक side पे he knew that something is happening, something wrong, evil, this thing can happen to that relation. And next side P, he was trying to convince the partner, and the partner did not understand, have faith that what he's trying to say. So what is my state? I know something is there, and I'm trying to explain to my partner, and partner does not understand. So whether that is I have a state of anger, right? Anger. I haven't hurt. I have feel sad about it. I want to help my wife. I want to give her more love. I want to give more affection. But what is creating that affection through here? Through this individual. What is creating me to give more love to my wife is what I believe the perception of this individual having an intent over my. And why do my partner not agreeing what I'm trying to say? So the facet of 360-degree emotion has to be taken into account and cover that into a perception or convert that into a part of perception. So I was trying to find out what is polycythemia vera and what is myeloproliferative problem. So it is associated with JAK2 gene and hemopoietic progenitor cells. Go ahead. Sorry. The bone marrow of the patient, polycythemia vera, contains normal stem cells. This is also very important, and contains abnormal clonal stem cells. So स्टेम सेल्स और क्लोनल सेल्स का भी फंक्शन होता है. सो अभी उसका फंक्शन क्या है, ये क्लोनल स्टेम्स का abnormal क्यों होना, or that suppresses the normal stem cell, which means affection of the bone marrow and esteem. So what is the second part we need to probe is that the bone marrow patients with polycythemia vera contain abnormal clonal stem cell. So what is the function of the clonal stem cell? क्लोनल स्टेम का फंक्शन क्या है? हाँ, नहीं, बेसिक क्लोनल सेल्स का फंक्शन क्या है? वन इज डुप्लीकेशन, डुप्लीकेशन ना, डबल डबल डबल. सो हाँ, so it is clonal cell arise from transformed hematopoietic stem cell. So it's a transformation. Homeopathic stem cell within the bone marrow, acquiring genetic mutational and uncontrolled self proliferation. Characteristic feature is clonal stem cell produce morphologically normal blood cells, exclusive quantity resulting elevated cell mass, erythrocytosis. But most importantly, it is the doubling होता है ना. So basic life है ना. So what is the meaning of life? I mean, how you can correlate clonal cells with life? Huh? So there is, what is that? Why I'm less? One is insecurity, and one is worthlessness, helplessness. So this is how we need to go into the rubric. So one, either I am a worthless person, right? लेकिन worthless होता तो प्लेटलेट बढ़ जाता. One, huh? So despise is away, away. Estrange is away. Huh? So why do I double? Why do I need more, more? Huh? So if I'm not visible, or I am too less, or not sufficient, the reason is, so whether it is anxiety, whether it is anger, whether it is fear, whether it is ego, whether it is threat. So threat भी होता है तो होगा ना, esteem affected तो भी होगा ना. So there are facets which are denoting that. So we were not able to gather what is it, whether it was anxiety about the whole thing, whether it was fear and anger about the whole relation and my was to my partner. Of course, it is affecting my esteem because it is happening with my, and it is a threat. So there is a threat. So chronal इसमें threat जब होता है, and the threat has to be, so yes, so somewhere, so basically it is for the lymphocytes also coming out from that clonal ability to recognize. So basically it is ability to recognize, and when the ability to recognize is a threat, that is where the whole stimulation start. So acquire mutation in their hemopoietic stem cells which can lead to clonal hemopiosis. So we combined all these three with love or near and dear one. So there was a threat to my near and dear one. Produce more hemoglobin. Why I feel threat? Why I feel threat? Produce. Why I feel threat? Produce. Why I feel threat? Produce. So the reason for that is jealousy. Jealousy is also a perception. Jealousy is also a deep-seated perception. Yeah? And we wrote the rubric delusion, jealousy with. Delusion, jealousy with. Stram का काम ही नहीं है उधर जाना. So remedy was lac assist 200 single. Huh? This history was not given by the patient, it was deciphered through the pathology. It was deciphered through the pathology to the symptom. Did you get it? Did you get how we landed up into delusion jealousy? लेकिन पेशेंट आके नहीं बोलेगा आई एम डिल्यूजन जेलेसी. देखो अभी मत ताली बजाओ, रिपोर्ट आने दो. हाँ? सो हाँ, ये तो बाद में. और एक बहुत चीज था, मैंने एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम कॉन्ट्रारिटी भी लिया था. सो जिससे सुकून मिलना उससे ही प्रॉब्लम होना. सो सिचुएशन, ये मुझे लिखा है ना, मुझे जो सुकून देता है वही चीज से गुस्सा आता है. एंटागोनिज्म जो है ना, एंटागोनिज्म वो एग्जैक्टली ऑपोजिट है. कॉन्ट्रारिटी है ना, कॉन्ट्रारिटी, एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम कॉन्ट्रारिटी, इट इज मोर एट द इमोशनल फ्रंट एंड इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल रूब्रिक. एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम कॉन्ट्रारिटी, जो चीज मुझे सुकून देती ही थी वही चीज अभी गुस्सा दे रही थी. सो द पार्ट ऑफ हिज रिलेशन हियर वाज गिविंग द पार्ट ऑफ एंगर या इरिटेशन. So opposition between one thing and another, disagreement, and instead of such opposition, inconsistency and discrepancy. Discrepant, which is an opposition part to it. So elements from contrariety and religion jealousy. With the remedy was Lachesis 200 single dose. This was the report in Jan. Hemoglobin came down to 14.3 because the whole process of perception was removed. And this was the latest genetic report which he came down to in February, that all mutations are negative, 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 negative. Jack 2. What is this? Restoration. So today on, we should not use cure, we should say restore. Have we restored the patient? No. So we want to restore. And what is restoration now? I want we to understand what is restoration. And this is what only Sir and Hahnemann taught us. It's only what we saw them doing miraculously. What is restoration? What is the meaning of restoration? Hmm? Absolutely right. Absolutely right. What is that aphorism? What is that aphorism? Let me go back to the aphorism. हाँ हाँ है ना. What is that? What is the higher purpose of the existence and healthy instrument? How clearly Hahnemann sir has mentioned that. Huh? And how, where is the two facets in the body? Where are the two facets in the body? Huh? Mind and body. So which means what? Which means what? Huh. Which means what? Evolution physically, mentally, and when the mental evolution gets affected or it is transferred to physical diseases are formed, and that is where the higher purpose of our existence does not come into play. So let me give you a short brief on that. What exactly he means by that? This is where Hahnemann mentions about genes, corporeal conditions and gene mutation, gene individualization. Aphorism 81. Inheritance क्या होता है, individualizations क्या होता है, और mutations, derangement है, defects है, sufferings है, ये जो अभी हम लोग उस ये केस में देखा. So these are the facets of the genes. Then how genetic codes runs through and says nothing can exist without a reason. Not even a Whitlow can exist without a reason. So everything has to be in mind. Everything is imbibed in your emotions, in your intellect. So there are two aspects of human survival. What Vedanta says is, one is the king soul and one is the king ego. King soul and king ego. So what does it mean by that? It's a coined word which means whenever a formation of a human happens and the materialistic body is formed, that is where the positron energy takes into is the control of the body. And when the positron energy is taking the control of the body, the reason for individual birth is common. So everybody has a king soul. Every individual on this planet has a king soul. King soul means the reason for birth of is evolution, which is vitreous and vitreous tendencies and noble, 100%, which is very mentioned in the Vedanta book. It is vitreous and noble. That's the king soul. So there are the basic avenues of perception are fixed. So everybody can hear, everybody can see light, everybody can see what is good action, bad action. But not everybody can perceive good actions or bad actions. For somebody, killing of a dog may be also good action because it is his genetic trait. So he may perceive the bad also as a good. So perceiving a thing has nothing to do with good and bad. So everybody has been given with the point of perceiving. That's the king soul. And that is the evolution. That is every individual, what Hahnemann mentioned in aphorism number 9, every higher purpose of origin is to evolve from king ego to king soul. So यानी जो मैंने बोला कि without any specific intent, the intent is only doing your job correctly in this world, keep doing without having any emotional attachment, which is the most difficult in this world. And this transcends through a cosmic delusion which we call as a maya. So the king soul, which gets imbibed, which is given in the book of Vedanta, into the medulla oblongata, the small brain. So that's where the light, astral light, is struck first. And then in the medulla oblongata, that's where the activation happens, right, through the spine region, and which descends through a cosmic delusion. So cosmic delusions are different than the individual delusions. Now what happens is, whenever everybody is born with the same purpose, like there's in this individual, in the previous case, he was born with a purpose, he's doing his job in his clinic, but suddenly a certain situation happens, cosmic delusion. If I don't fall a prey to cosmic illusion, then I don't fall a prey to Maya. And if I don't fall a prey to Maya, then it does not affect my avidya, which is the king's ego, what they mentioned. And if I fall a prey to Maya, then I fall a prey to avidya, which is bodily perception. And further, where he mentions, वो बहुत बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है इसलिए मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ. The bodily field of activity and consciousness is actually divided into three parts according to the manifestation of the So when the whole perception precedes through the cosmic illusion, through the Maya, so that is why not all will fall a prey to the same situation. So सबके साथ अगर jealousy होता था तो सब उसमें नहीं जाएगा, उसका इंडिविजुअल एस्पेक्ट भी है ना, लेकिन वो आया उसके अंदर, उसका माया में फंसा वो, and that's where the whole karmic cycle goes, and that's where avidya happens, that's where the individual delusions happen, and then it defends itself by manifestation of three gunas, which is the prakriti, the sattva, rajas, and tamas. Sattva, rajas, and tamas. Which aphorism? No, this whole process what I'm talking, sir has explained this in the aphorism. Aphorism number 12. Aphorism number 12. So, what our genes have, everybody genes, all the genes are having, is a king soul, a process of activity day in and day out. So, this is if I do not get up in the morning, if I do not do my kriyas correctly, that is the time it can get affected. And hence, these are basic kriyas and kriyas which are actions for my karmendriyas. So if you are a doctor, I need to see patient. If I am going to office, I need to work. If I am a pilot, I need to drive a aircraft. So what I am born with and what I am supposed to do. So these are the kriyas which are going on regularly. And in that, if certain cosmic delusions happen, that affects the internal dynamics. So what is internal dynamics here? Homeostasis. But the internal dynamics is the king ego. King ego. ये king ego है, internal dynamics है. So वहां से वो नीचे उतरा, perceptible to my senses, creating a derangement in dynamics. In the whole, they reveal the disease, and when that affects it, the whole this thing gets traumatized, and prakriti gets traumatized and defends in terms of sora, psychosis, and syphilis. Now, what we are doing actually, when we are reversing from him, अभी physical disease तो reverse हुआ उसका, physical ये तो reverse हो गया, right? उसका internal dynamics भी reverse हो गया, right? Internal bodily perception भी reverse हो गया. Now we have to send him back to the king soul. And that's what sir would say, a reversal of genetics for the higher purpose of its origin. समझा? बार बार मत समझने को बोला हो. Did you understand, no? So the higher purpose is king soul. King soul. Yes. So Mahakaran is an attribute of a reason for dropping from the king soul. But not always. That is why not always that all reasons or what you say reasons for a disease will be the same for an individual. For him, it was the situation, the cosmic delusion created a maya. He fall prey to it. So that is why sir would say, na, situation will happen around you. It is how you react to the situation. So cosmic delusion is a part of Mahakaran. But it is how you fall a prey. That means how you react to it, to the Maya. So once you react to the Maya means आ गए तुम बकरे फंस गए ना इधर. So everybody needs to be on the part of the king soul, means the journey for which you are born, and which is the most difficult. Which is the most difficult to happen, but that's where we are trying to now. What Sir has told, Hahnemann has told, his higher purpose of existence is going back to the king soul. And that is why Only restoration and restoration is the word. So when we restore from individual perception to the king soul, we are restoring an individual back again. Bodily तो एक part है. Bodily तो एक part है सिर्फ. And I personally believe that's what Hahnemann and Sir has given us. Restoration of life back to the purpose for which it had come. And if that is not the case, then he's stuck within the mayas. And that is why थोड़ा कुछ वापस होता है वो वापस बीमार पड़ता है ना, वापस बीमार पड़ता है. और कोई कोई बंदे एक डोज से निकल जाते हैं, वो किंग सोल में घुस जाते हैं, वापस आने का अरे बीमारी का नाम नहीं लेते, which is good. Do you understand? So this was in short that Hahnemann, on Hahnemann's day, Hahnemann has given us the power of restoration. It is us that we want to restore the patient only until the first floor, or the 100th floor is in our hand. Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you. So we wish those who have also joined online that make sure we use this beautiful art of Sir and Hahnemann, which has been bestowed upon us, in the right manner, and we try to restore the sick to his higher purpose and make him evolve, and in the bargain evolve ourselves for a higher purpose of our living as well. So before I stop my lecture here, I want Dr. Pradeep sir to say a few words. Yeah, na? Online पण ऐकलं बघा. थांबा थांबा.
I should say good afternoon, students. See, after an exhaustive lecture, और क्या बोल सकता हूँ मैं? In fact, I am happy that Dr. Ambrish has restored the predictive way of practicing homeopathy and teaching homeopathy. So I'm really happy about him, you know. The thing is that April 10 was a big day since 1999, since Sir used to celebrate it. And in fact, we used to be, you know, ऐसे लगता था कभी आने वाला April 10, and when he will be going us, you know, enlightening lectures. So what Sir had started, how he had, you know, simplified organon and the teachings of Hahnemann. Now Ambrish is doing the same, and I'm really proud of him. So my best wishes and greetings to you on this our great day. In fact, this is our birthday itself. Because of him, we are there. So happy birthday to all of you. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you. So this is what I was saying about in Bhagavad Gita. It is restoration ka meaning. What is the meaning? That it's the righteous conduct, going further to make sure that the emphasizes restoration of individual to their nature through self-realization. God realization जो मैं बोला ना, self-realization is king soul, higher purpose, right? And understand the divine relation between the two. Then further, with Quran also said the same thing. Quran restoration means rising up or rebuilding. Primary refers to resurrection from the dead, the date of the judgment. How beautiful it is mentioned. It is a resurrection, and that's about exactly what we are doing. So it's a reversal. And through what? Speaks restoring faith through religious education, focusing on development of moral and spirituality. So Gita also saying the same, Quran also saying the same, uh, Bible also saying the same. More than has been lost to the point where the final state is greater than the original condition. If you understand the final state, higher purpose correctly, and that's, I would end with my father's quote. We as a homeopath have to strive and complete the work Dr. Hahnemann has left incomplete. We cannot let him down, is what he's meant. So before we stop here, I want to show a video of Sir's visit to my son and Torgao. He's gone to house. We have that video. We always play that video, and we want to hear Sir's voice also on that.
Oh, ho, ho.
Er müsste wegfahren hier.
तुम्ही गेले नाही इकडे?
Yes.
Ist ja auch.
हा?
Lived and worked from 1821 until 1835. The founder of homeopathy, Hofrat Dr. Friedrich Christian Samuel Hahnemann. Hofrat, he was upgraded.
Hofrat is what?
Hofrat is on the in monarchy some title.
Ah, this is something surprising, eh?
Ja, du, ich hab dir noch was geschickt. Es ist nicht angekommen. Du, das ist am 14.
त्या बुक बद्दल सांगा तुम्ही. त्या बुक बद्दल
Geh nochmal an, ja.
ते टेबलवर बुक ठेवलेलं
What shall I do?
This is the biggest surprise
सांगा, मुलांना माहित आहे. Wait.
and the greatest.
Yep, I had visited this Hahnemann house in 2022.
22.
Yeah. So the of course, like we, it was on Sir's birthday. I had visited, and we had, 4th of August. We visited. Yeah. So there we had made a nice book about all about Sir's pictures, basically Sir's work, like whatever, like his seminars, his books about, like we had made a small pictorial biography of Sir, and we had gifted it to Hahnemann House, and the lady over there, she was so happy. She had actually kept in that cupboard, the cupboard which we see over there. She had kept it there, and she said, like, whoever comes, I would like to. And she remembered that, like, Dr. Vijayakar had come over here, and actually we were supposed to have the seminar, but then unfortunately that didn't happen. But then that female was very happy that we had created that book and gifted it to them, and she had actually proudly kept it over there. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
This is the gift of all homeopaths.
Oh my God!
Hope.
I didn't know
Hope? Yes.
my name, my
Yes, hope for the hopeless.
yes, but I did not know that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
here.
told you. I told you. You were here since 1.5 years. You are here.
I didn't know that I was on the desk of Hahnemann.
Yes, I know it. Because Anita saw it. But what I did not know is that they use it as a
Yes, very good, excellent. Why not?
You know what we read at that time in Delhi? For opening the Hahnemann House on the 10th April of 2005 in Curtin, greetings from 1,300 participants of the seminar in New Delhi.
Yes.
Hope for the hopeless, and sent best wishes for the 1250th birthday. Here's very great gurus and teacher, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. May the spirit bridge between Germany and India is come alive for the homeopathy of the whole world.
Thank you.
Look, Raffel, you see? Look. My God. You wrote it on the last day, huh? Oh, Dr. Siegel were writing down this too, huh?
I think I'm not sure what it is, the whole sense, but I just remember a few things that Sir had written that recently the world is finding cure for AIDS, but where it is finding it is not in the direction where it should be. So it is exactly in the opposite direction, and where homeopathy can find a cure for it one day. Yeah, that is.
Dr. Mavi is here.
Yeah.
Vor 2 Wochen waren die hier.
For 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, the Siegel brothers were here.
Ah.
Ja, die haben sich hier eingetragen.
Sanjay and Yogesh Siegel.
Good.
This is yours.
I didn't know this photograph also.
Yeah, it was printed out in our journal.
I should tell this girl she's my patient and her daughter now she's. I didn't know this photograph also.
It was printed out in our journal.
I should tell this girl she's my patient and her daughter now she's become so big.
Yes, she say opium at that time, huh?
Yeah. And after that she's never fallen ill.
Nee, das ist die Frau Dr. Salunke, das hier, die war. Sie war hier. Ja, Anita was here. And this is Dr. Mavi. Huh? Surprise, huh? And this were very funny because some wrote flowers of India we brought, huh?
Yeah.
And some write, dear Dr. Hahnemann, happy birthday.
Rashida.
Yes.
Rashida,
Not sit. I don't want to sit.
Why not?
No. Man's own. Yeah. Man's own. Yeah.
reicht das? Oder soll ich noch
Geh mal ein bisschen zurück. Go back.
Hahnemann's medicine chest pool. Yeah, this is Hahnemann's medicine chest, like the medicines prepared by Hahnemann himself. Oh. Yeah, on the table, and like he has the pharmacy in the sense there is a, what do you say, kind of a pharmacy over there, like where he used to prepare the medicines. Yeah, it's in the house. Yeah.
And one more thing was, they offered Sir to sit on the chair.
Yeah.
But Sir refused.
Sir refused. Yeah. That is Hahnemann's chair. Yeah. Nobody can sit. Yeah. And on that chair, on that table, there is that that was stethoscope, the Hahnemann's stethoscope. In this cupboard, the Sir's book is kept. Yeah. And there are, I think, very many Hahnemann's books also, and many books which like he had handwritten. They are also there. Yeah.
We made the remedies.
We always touch this like this.
Man kann sich auch immer daneben stellen.
This is the way we do it.
Ja.
Herr Tote, können Sie gerade mal ein bisschen still sein?
We say in our Indian language, Sanskrit, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parameshwara, Tatsmai Shri Guru Namaha. That means a teacher. He may not be a god, but he is a representative of God in this world. And he shows you the way to the right homeopathy or right guidance. And see the trinity of gods, we call it, like Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So all three are found in the Guru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. That means the Guru teaches you to be, he makes you into an intelligent being. This is Brahma. Yeah? Then he increases your knowledge. This is Brahma, in fact. He makes you into a student, that is Vishnu. Tells you how to go on day in and day out and organize your things. And finally, defend yourself from bad knowledge. So, Sora, psychosis, syphilis, all three. This is my remedy.
Oh, what happened? That's why it came in your hands. What is it?
Vera.
Das nicht das jetzt so sehen? Sehen Sie das jetzt? Ist das schon oder ist das so dunkel? Sein aber vorher schon. Also bei
This is the place where he studied.
It's from Paris. This one is from Paris. And this one is from Paris.
What else is of Hahnemann?
This is the Zeit, the newspaper. Homeopathic newspaper. The Hahnemann's handwritings are there. हाँ, case paper and books मध्ये पण ठेवलेला आहे. Yeah, very much similar to sir.
Das ist auch nominal. Presentation, the presence
The original list?
Homeopathic Association from here, and Hahnemann has
Written in his own.
this you see here, Samuel Hahnemann.
He was the first. Yeah. So there was no bowling Hassan.
It's the annual meeting of the Homeopathic Association, and it's listed. And it was listed by a writer. Yes.
Gets good listen.
Irgendwann sind manche Spuren dann nicht mehr verfolgbar.
This was
Yeah, they have been
repaired, huh?
repaired.
Yes, yes.
But then they have kept
It's
many
the history
things,
of the
the original
association.
things like the staircase, which that the same wood, it is still there. They have preserved it, preserved many things. In fact, like the door of from one room to another, it is so small because Hahnemann was so short. So like, we actually have to bend and go to that. So he was so short. Even Hahnemann's that deathbed, which is there in the museum, that is also very small. Bed, it is there, So it is so small because Hahnemann's was very short, very small. Yeah. So actually we have to bend and go.
Da hängt da auch noch.
Ja.
Und da war auch schon wahrscheinlich nicht mehr vieles im Originalzustand.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think? Yeah?
It's really good.
Yes.
It's really good.
This is the backyard.
This is the backyard of Hahnemann, huh?
Yes.
But it looked, at that time, it looks different.
त्यांचा बेड लावतो बेड
हा.
बेड
Restored down nicely now.
Müssen Sie weggehen. Ich will jetzt sehen, warum wir damit vor.
Hier, das ist die Eintragung. Hier, Melanie, RBI.
No, I think no.
Yes.
Ich glaube nicht, dass es eine Fotografie ist, oder? Ist es eine Fotografie?
Nee, das ist.
No, it's only painting.
Ja. Es gibt ein Altersfoto von Hahnemann.
Ja?
Da sitzt er auf dem Lehnstuhl, der im Hahnemann-Haus steht.
Ja? Und wo ist das?
Das ist in Stuttgart. Das Foto ist in Stuttgart im Homoeopathy-Archiv.
So this was the bed where he died.
Yes, very nice.
It's very short.
It's very short. So he was so short.
That means this was the bed on which he slept also.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
of course. It came from Paris.
Maybe
I see.
185. Because the door itself, na, that entrance, it's like this. We actually have to bend a lot.
Normalerweise haben wir kein altes Gerät zu sterben.
Too short, eh?
From this bed, his soul departed.
He departed on this.
This bed. But for a German to be short, na?
It's strange.
Strange,
right?
right?
And this one, what is that?
It's chair.
I think most of
Here
his
you can
literature
see
is
some
preserved in the museum.
And in the other books, with the brown outside, there are also always.
All this writing is of Hahnemann.
Yes.
Plants, fresh or dried plants, would be mixed. I mean,
1829 was founded the distillation.
Potentization.
Frau, die von der Schweizer Künstler, die sich damit beschäftigt, die hat solche Maschinen, die macht ja auch stärker.
To make the medicines.
Yes.
Nala. So this is in shorts a beautiful journey of Sir through his memories and house. How? ना दोन शब्द बोला मुलांना. Come. Dr. Deepali. Dr. Bhakti. आओ ना. Come. क्षितिज त्याच्यानंतर
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Bhakti Pujara. So I think all of us are really, first of all, happy Hahnemann's Day to all of us. I think all of us are really fortunate to be here in this hall because I think all of us have a lot of memories over here. Going back to Sir's clinic, and I think we are one of the fortunate ones who are so lucky that we never went astray anywhere. As soon as we passed out and I passed out, it was very clear to me when I started attending Sir's OPDs when I was studying in the third year and fourth year, it was very clear to me that he is my guru and this is the person who I'm going to learn from. So I was one of the fortunate ones not to go helter-skelter anywhere, and I found my guru in the first shot. And for me, Sir has not only taught me about homeopathy. It's not today who I am as a homeopath is solely because of him and Hahnemann's teachings, of course. But he made it so simple for me that my journey as a doctor was so simple that I didn't have to struggle. The struggle was in the college when I had to pass and learn. But after that, his teachings were so simple that it was very easy for me to absorb it in my own practice. I think what I have also learned from Sir is he didn't not only teach me the professional, but even in my personal life, or even how I should be as a human. I got to learn so much from him as a human being, what you should be and how you should be dealing with your patients and how you should be dealing with your family and friends. So I think for me, he has not only been my educational guru, but he has been a father figure to me. So I treat him not only as a guru, but he's been like after my father, it's been him. So I think today, as I stand here, whatever I am, it is only because of Sir. So I really thank him, and I'm so proud and happy to see how Ambrish has turned out to be. I actually see Sir in him when I hear him talk. So I am so proud as to where he's taking Sir's legacy, and I always want to tell him that we are always here for him for whatever it might be.
Thank you.
So, yeah, so Ambrish, all the best.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dr. Bhakti. And Dr. Bhakti is the one which we learned the prescription of SL. Because when we joined, I joined, we were in schooling that time.
Yeah.
We used to come here and study. They were assisting Sir. And Dr. Bhakti, Dr. Kavita, Dr. Dipali, they used to manage Sir's clinic single-handedly. Single-handed. Of course, then Dr. Smithal also, everyone, Dr. Anupama, Auxiliary, Pooja, everybody. But what I remember, because we were just joined here,
Yeah.
and then I asked her, why Sir gave, what is TDS? और सर का प्रिस्क्रिप्शन एकदम फेवरेट होता था, क्या BD 2 days, TDS for 4 days.
Yes.
तो सर ऐसे ऐसे करके लिखे, मेरे को पहला समझ में नहीं आता था, तो ये क्या है? So she was the one who guided and taught us. Thank you, Dr. Bhakti. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Yatish.
Hello, everybody, and wishing a very happy World Homeopathy Day to all. And I think everybody resonates with what Dr. Bhakti told, that he is a father figure for us, and he has so many children that, and everybody has a discrete memory of Sir. Everybody would have had some special moments with him, like probably when I used to take lectures for SCPH, and he used to just barge in the lunchtime as to see how it is going, and then take the session from there on. And so everybody has seen Sir in a different version. Okay, so what Sir told, that we Dr. Hahnemann has done his work in homeopathy, and we have to take it forward, and Sir has actually taken it forward, and it is now our duty and our responsibility to take Sir's work further up ahead. And that is what Ambrish Sir is doing. And I think in Predictive only this is possible, where we correlate spirituality, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, Bible with aphorisms and with organon. This is seen nowhere else, and we are so fortunate to be here on this stage and being associated with Predictive family, which is ever increasing and ever growing. So whenever we take sessions, we take our seminars, we just tell one thing, that welcome to Predictive family. And once you come in the family, there is no going back, because you need not go anywhere else to see anything else. Okay, so thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Dr. Dipali, तुम्ही या?
A very happy Hahnemann's Day to all of you. It's very hard to imagine how one person, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, in his lifetime could formulate and make an entire system of medicine which was never there before. And even today, the world is just opening its eyes, or maybe not even aware of what work he's done. And what Dr. Hahnemann has evolved as the complete system of medicine, it is Sir who has actually shown us, in clinical practice. So at a time when people associated homeopathy to just simple small white pills which could do nothing, it was Sir who, through his clinical cases, showed us what and where you can go from acute cases to something which is absolutely incurable. And if you go to see, if you go to read Dr. Hahnemann's writings, there he's written it is impossible to label a disease as incurable. I mean, how can
God make a world where a disease may not be treated. So it is actually written over there that there has to be something where the wise, and he believed a lot in God, and in a lot of his work there has been God mentioned everywhere. And so there has to be something in the world where God has given a answer or a remedy to something that has to be cured. And so through his work he actually came to something which is can be cured. The incurables can be cured. And similar, in a similar line, sir evolved to a stage wherein he held camps and
Yes.
came to treating diseases which the so-called incurable and the hope to hopeless. So if you go to see, there is actually a parallel. And even Dr. Hahnemann has written in his book Chronic Diseases right in the beginning that I wonder whether the followers will be able to comprehend the logical teaching. But at the same time, somewhere down, he's also written that a time will come in posterity where somebody will come
Yes.
and will understand my teachings and
Yes.
take it forward, and then
Yes.
then they will take the incurable or something which is the infinite miseries of mankind will be liberated. So what Hahnemann has actually worked on, sir has come, taken it forward, and now Dr. Ambrish is taking it even further. So as Dr. Bhakti said, we are truly lucky, and we are all there. And with sir's blessings, Dr. Hahnemann's blessings, and with Dr. Ambrish's
It's happening.
knowledge,
It's happening.
we are here
It's
working
happening.
further. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. या तुम्हाला कोणाला बोलायचं या तिमेश बिजल अनुपम ये श्रीकांत
Happy World Homeopathy Day to everybody. As everyone called him father, so even I thought, let me tell something about him. So it's Hahnemann Day, and for us, we have understood Hahnemann sir just because of sir. And sir has scolded me many times, and I'm very fortunate for that. And I always remember him as a father figure today. So that's why I want to tell all of you that today I'm very fortunate to get him as a father figure in my life. More than a guru, even I'm looking after him as a father today. And that sir used to scold me that I was not that smart to understand him. Thank you, sir, for your teachings today. And it is becoming more finer and finer and finer for us to understand him and to practice his teaching. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. बोला ना
Yeah. Nimish, and we were fortunate that Nimish and Bijal were his assistants. And in fact, when Sir was in his last days, they served him. They were there in spite of COVID. They were there with him till the last. And even Shrikant, who helped us. So speaking about this, I'm getting goosebumps, and I'm really, so that were the days when we were so much emotional and confused, and they were always by his sides. Thank you very much.
श्रीकांत Dr. Shrikant.
Hello. All of you have happy Hahnemann Day. See, Today is World Hahnemann Day, but we all talking about sir. Why? Why? Because we never see Dr. Hahnemann, and we see the sir. So all of you have happy Hahnemann Day.
बोलना कौन? गिलहरी, अनुपमा, ये पूजा, चिराग, स्मितल, next.
Happy Hahnemann Day. We've always been blessed to see his teachings via Sir. As Sir said in the initially that we all are Wi-Fi routers. We just have to give our signals and spread the signals so that the range never gets low. So keep that going on, because he's been a father figure for us in our personal lives as well as in the professional life. He shaped us how to see the world in the normalcy. And you don't get affected because you know how the emotions work on the body. So even with your family troubles or the patient's issues, you never get affected with your own. Okay? So understand the normalcy within how things should be seen in a person's emotions. Rather being sympathetic, try to be empathetic. Feel the pain, you will get your rubrics immediately. Okay? And Sir, in my tough times, he was always there. The whole family has always been there. So we are always, what you say, we have that burden कि हम सर का भार कैसे उतार पाएंगे जिंदगी में. हमें नहीं पता कि हम कैसे उतार पाएंगे, बस हम जर्नी में साथ में पीछे चल रहे हैं. जब आवाज पड़े तब हमको सबको याद करिए सर, आंख बंद करके हम हैं.
Thank you, Chirag. Smital, Dr. Smital.
A very happy Hahnemannian Day to all of you, all my dear colleagues and my dear students out there. So on this day, nothing to speak much, but in this 6 months, try that you are learning, of course, the basics and definitely the higher learning. So sir started his journey from myisms, then suppression, then acutes, and gradually today he's evolved that much that today we are getting the teachings. Homeopathy is being compared to Vedanta. ये कहीं देखने नहीं मिलेगा. So of course we are the lucky ones कि we could be associated with Sir, we could experience him. So we'll try whatever हम कर सके. भले तो सर का ये नाखून जितना भी हम सीख पाए हैं एंड वही चीज़ हम अगर वी आर एबल टू ट्रांसफर इट टू यू, वी आई थिंक हम लोग कुछ तो कंट्रीब्यूशन कर पा रहे हैं. So I think you all also try and do the same. Jitna whatever you are learning from here, try and spread it out to anybody and everybody. So that is the message. That's it. Thank you once again. Happy Hahnemann Day.
ये श्वेताली मिताली या थोड़ी तरी या अरे ये श्वेताली ये अरे ये रे श्वेताली तन्मय नहीं है तो इसका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ना ये श्वेताली.
Good afternoon, everybody, and a very happy World Homeopathy Day. Sir has always been a big pillar of support for all of us. So, like everyone said, he's a father figure. So, same way, we not only learned homeopathy in his clinic, but you all said that how we dealt with our fears. He told us how to deal with our failures. First thing, even in his book, he's always written, accept your failures. That is the only way you're going to go ahead, because that is how you will not make more mistakes and you will learn from your mistakes. So he's always been supportive. Like Sir said, when we went to clinic, we didn't know Sir's, SL, TDS, Cosmos, Flora. So Dr. Hegel, Dr. Anupama, they always helped us.
So whenever we used to represent our case, even being with sir for like few, till 3 or 4 years, every new case presentation gave me goosebumps. Like till date, how much ever you are, like sir ka, now we know how sir is going to react. Now we know what to present. But every case taught us something new. Every case gave us a new approach. Every case gave us a new insight. That same rubric जो last case में लिया, उसका interference, उसका पूरा insight was different. So we learned many things. And like she said, it was always like not only how to deal with patients. Patients इतना गुस्सा करते थे after a long waiting hours, like more than 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours. But सबके sir के सामने when they used to come, they used to be absolutely that, that I don't know where the storm used to go. We used to handle कितना बजा ये हुआ थी 4 घंटा 5 घंटा. But sir used to handle it in so gracefully, so calmly. And we learned all these things in our practice, like, how to, even the patient is agitated outside, how to calm him. So homeopathy, the sir was, everyone knows what he's taught us, but he also taught us humanity, how to deal with, every kind of situation. That is it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just want to share one experience yesterday I had in my clinic. One of my patient, and I have sir's photograph in my clinic. So she had come with her son, and then she had been coming for months together. She must have seen, and she said, "Doctor, I want to ask you one thing. Is he by any chance Dr. Praful Vijayakar?" I said, "Yes, of course, he is Praful Vijayakar." Then she said, "Oh no wonder, I was wondering since when. I wanted to ask you that, like, she and her brother, they were sir's patient." She said, like, when I was, I think, maybe 5 6 years old, my mom had taken me to him for just cold and cough. But my brother, who was 2 year old, he was sitting on his table, sir's table, and he was just moving to and fro. From that, sir said he's having some neurological problem. He had some brain issue. You have to get investigated. And then they got him investigated. She didn't know what was the condition exactly because it was way back. She said, and it turned out to be some grave disease. And the doctor said he might either may not survive or he will go mad. Like his mental condition would not be good. And then actually that patient had not come to sir, means like it was the sister was to be treated, but then sir treated him, and today he is absolutely normal. She was telling her son that your mama, he is so normal, and now he was in such a bad condition. And she said she was asking me, he's your mentor? I said, yeah, he's everything to me. And then she said my mom would be so happy for Praful Bhai and Praful Bhai. It's only her life that my son is only because of Praful Bhai. She was so happy. She said, like, I'm going to tell my mom that, like, my son is getting treated by his student.
Wow.
So it was just happened yesterday. So I had goosebumps, and we both of us had tears in our eyes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita. Thank you. These stories are really inspiring, and they give us those vibes. The patient coming and connecting through, it's something special. You are in the zone of Wi-Fi, cosmic Wi-Fi. So this is why I wanted everybody to speak. It's not just we coming here giving you a few tips about a case and going back. It's about celebration. We need to speak about Hahnemann. We need to speak about sir. For us, Hahnemann and sir is not different. We have never seen Hahnemann. We've seen sir. So for us, Hahnemann is sir. So you see how these seniors are connecting with sir, and they shed tears when they're speaking about sir. This is the connect what sir gave us to connect with Hahnemann. And that is what we want the next generation, because we are the next generation, to make sure that you create that inspiration, you create that motivation, you create that love and affection for your guru. जितना आप सर को और हनुमान को कनेक्ट करोगे आने वाली पीढ़ी को, उतना आपको ऊपर से बहुत ब्लेसिंग्स मिलेंगे. It's a fact. And as what Dr. Shrikant said, we have never seen Sir, and everybody talking about it's Hahnemann's day, but we're talking about Sir because they are no different. Hahnemann gave birth, and Sir nurtured homeopathy. So it's a what do you say, a soul which has only changed its bodies. It's for us to visualize that the karmic journey was in process. So we want the next gen, and why we are trying to share this, why we are coming here, and I'm asking everybody to come and speak, is motivate, inspire the next generation. It is not just about going in the clinic and practicing right homeopathy. I will time and again emphasize on this. It's about getting up for the right cause, getting up for the right science. If you're practicing correctly, if you're living by it, if you're getting benefited, you stand for your science. Just don't go and practice and okay, I'm doing justice to homeopathy. No. If you really want to do justice for homeopathy and pay a tribute to our masters, then it should be practice, results, and stand for the real science. And second, you need to spread this to the next generation, newer generation. So when mean by newer generation, I mean the next legacy. Because me may not practice for another 20, 30 years. But then the generations coming from behind. And when I'm talking new generations, I'm talking about new legacies. Even today, मैं बच्चे का बाकी पढ़ाई छोड़ के मैं उसको होम्योपैथी सिखा रहा हूँ. Because that is a tribute I want to offer to my father and Hahnemann. Because that's where Sir give me that produce more homeopaths. Produce means I mean, inspire more homeopaths is the right word. So, when we inspire more homeopaths, and means you need to get more people towards homeopathy. That is a real trend. And how will we shall get, uh, I mean, more students toward homeopathy is first खुद के घर में ना, फिर बाजू वाले के ना. तो पहले खुद का बच्चा. And I will make an appeal today, live on this platform, and we all first inspire a student at home, I mean, child at home to become a homeopath. Whether he becomes or not, that's a different story. But if you don't inspire and you don't, what is wrong to inspire your own child to become your homeopath? If we don't do it, then who else is going to do it? They are neither going to get inspired by outsiders. So if you get married, if you have children, and then you have children at your home front, first inspire your own children, and whatever age he may be. I mean, what is homeopathy? Homeopathy क्या है? Homeopathy treats? Homeopathy treats?
Person in disease.
Person in disease. इकडे बोलून बोल. Homeopathy treats?
The person in disease.
जा बस पास. रात भर का. So this is what. कल मैं देखे बैठा तो उसको इंटरेस्ट आया, तभी मैं उसको बता रहा था. मेरी बेटी तो वैसे भी पढ़ रही है. Yes, seminars. I used to, and then that is the time I used to hear Sir saying, treat the man in disease, treat the man in disease, treat the man in disease. If I don't inspire my child, and I'm sorry to say, homeopathic doctors are sending their students for allopathy. It is the worst tribute to Hahnemann. Don't get offended, any seniors, if you have done that. I don't blame you all. But unfortunate है, अगर हम घर पे ही खुद नहीं inspire कर सकते यार, बाहर की खेती क्या है फिर? If we need to inspire our own children, where they become or not, that is their prarabdha. But at least that the process is in my hand, no, to stimulate that. I never told my daughter to become homeopath. She is inspiring to go into homeopathy. इसके लिए अभी ये सेकंड में इसके पीछे लगाऊं कि एक ही तरफ बैठने चाहिए. So just a message for you that inspire the next generation to be homeopaths, and make sure that we give tribute and keep this fire going on. Otherwise, we'll be very few. Very, very few. So with this, we'll stop here and have a cake cutting. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. एवढा माझी इज्जत ठेवली तू. आइसक्रीम मिलेगा उसको. या काका केक का बोला? So today we don't have Dr. Tanmay here. Dr. Tanmay is giving a talk on homeopathy. So the camp which we are doing in Borivali, Koregaon, he's invited there. They have invited him to have a talk. It's a big gathering, and they are celebrating World Homeopathic Day. I think it's a big applause for Tanmay, Dr. Tanmay. So, so yeah, yeah, रे केक पाहिजे ना? Yeah, Anay, Riva, Anay, Riva.
Gen Z, next generation.
या ना, सबको काटना है. कापा. या आतमध्ये हा.
मित्रू ये
या पुढे आगे आओ ना. जवळ या ना मुलांनो, आगे आओ, इधर आओ. आपण एक फोटो पण काढू, पण सगळे पहिला असे उभे राहा ना. ज्यांना ज्यांना केक पाहिजे त्यांनी या जवळ.
आओ जीने की राह दिखाए, नई सुबह जमी पर लाए.
बेसहारों को हाथ बढ़ाए, ना उम्मीदों को आस दिलाए.
Predictive, ये होम्योपैथी का ही अनोखा जरिया है, खुशी का दरिया है. डॉक्टर विजयकर Predictive लाए, जीने की स्वस्थ राहें तो क्यों ना अपनाए. Predictive सही है होम्योपैथी.
किसी बीमारी से हारने, दर्द के मारने, राह जो ये अपनाई.
उसकी आंखों में, बातों में, होठों पे, सांसों में एक हंसी मुस्काए.
बीमारी जड़ से मिटे, दूर हटे, फिर से सेहत पाए.
सब स्वस्थ रहे, मस्त रहे, Predictive आजमाए. Predictive यही जो दुनिया में युवाओं की है भाषा, युवाओं की है राहें. डॉक्टर विजयकर Predictive देखो, अब सारी दुनिया में फैला रही है बातें.
आओ जीने की राह दिखाए, नई सुबह ज़मीं पर लाए.
बेसहारों को हाथ बढ़ाए, ना उम्मीदों को आस दिलाए. अनोखा जरिया है, खुशी का दरिया है, खुशी का दरिया है. जीने की स्वस्थ राहें तो क्यों ना अपनाए. खुशी का दरिया है. डॉक्टर ने जन्नत Predictive जीने की स्वस्थ राहें